Hello everyone! Welcome back to World Facts Unraveled. And let's be honest, you're probably here because you failed geography in school. Look, there's no judgment. Geography is hard. Today, we're diving into 20 geography facts that often trip people up, making you look like that kid in your geography class who thought that Africa was a country. You know who you are. By the end of this video, you'll be able to correct your friends, win pub quizzes, and finally understand why your in-flight entertainment map looks so weird. All right, let's start with a classic. What's the largest desert in the world? If you said the Sahara, you've fallen victim to geography's greatest trick question. The Sahara, with its scorching sand dunes, is massive, no doubt. But technically speaking, the largest desert isn't defined by sand, but by precipitation. That's right, rainfall, or the lack thereof, is the key. So, drum roll please. The actual champion, stretching over a chilling 5.5 million square miles, is Antarctica. Yes, that frozen wasteland is technically a desert. Now let's hop over to the land of kangaroos and shrimp on the Barbie, which, by the way, Australians never actually say. It's always prawns. You might think Australia, being a whole continent and all, is pretty darn big. But did you know it's actually wider than the moon? The moon's diameter is a measly 2,159 miles. Australia, on the other hand, stretches a whopping 2,500 miles from east to west. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Or rather, the continent some people seem to think is a country. Africa, my friends, is not a singular entity. It's a vibrant tapestry of 54 unique countries, each with its own rich culture, history, and languages. Let's talk about Russia, the land of vodka, borscht, and apparently an insatiable need for more borders. Russia shares its borders with a whopping 14 countries. That's more than any other country in the world. From Norway in the northwest to North Korea in the southeast, Russia's reach is vast. It's like that neighbor who keeps expanding their fence further and further into your yard. Ah, the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, flowing strong for over 6,650 kilometers. It's not just the longest river in the world, it's a historical icon, a symbol of resilience and the cradle of one of the most influential civilizations in human history. Okay, let's talk about Greenland, the country that's always giving off the wrong impression. You see those maps where Greenland looks like it could swallow Africa whole? Yeah, that's a big fat lie, courtesy of the Mercator projection. The Mercator projection distorts the size of land masses the further you get from the equator. In reality, Greenland is about 14 times smaller than Africa. Mount Everest, the king of the mountains, right? Well, not so fast. It depends on how you measure it. If we're talking about the highest point above sea level, then yes, Everest reigns supreme at a dizzying 29,031.7 feet. But if we're talking about base to peak height, then the title goes to Mauna Kea, a dormant volcano in Hawaii. Antarctica, a land of penguins, glaciers, and surprisingly, deserts. You heard right. While it might seem counterintuitive, Antarctica fits the definition of a desert perfectly. Deserts are defined by their lack of precipitation, not just by scorching temperatures. With an average annual precipitation of less than 200 millimeters, most of it falling as snow, Antarctica is technically a polar desert. The Dead Sea, known for its high salt content that lets you float effortlessly, might seem like the saltiest body of water on Earth. But the title actually belongs to Don Juan Pond in Antarctica. This small, shallow lake boasts a salinity level of over 40%, making the Dead Sea's 34% look like a glass of tap water. The Amazon rainforest, often hailed as the lungs of the planet, is undoubtedly massive and ecologically crucial. But is it the largest rainforest in the world? Not quite. The title of the largest rainforest actually belongs to the Congo rainforest in Central Africa. The Great Wall of China, a monumental feat of engineering, is often touted as the only human-made structure visible from space. But here's the thing. It's not. While the Great Wall is undeniably long, it's relatively narrow and blends in with the surrounding landscape, making it virtually invisible from orbit with the naked eye. Iceland, land of ice and fire, is often pictured as a frozen wasteland, while Greenland, with its misleading name, is thought to be a lush paradise. In reality, Iceland is surprisingly green, thanks to the Gulf Stream's warming influence. Meanwhile, Greenland is mostly covered in ice and snow, making it less than green and more like a winter wonderland. The Pacific Ocean, the largest and deepest of the world's oceans, might seem like an unstoppable force, but believe it or not, it's actually shrinking. This shrinkage is due to the movement of tectonic plates. The Pacific Plate, where the ocean sits, is slowly sliding under the surrounding plates, causing the ocean floor to shrink by about an inch per year. The United Kingdom, often used interchangeably with Great Britain, is a bit more complex than it seems. While Great Britain refers to the largest island, comprising England, Scotland, and Wales, the United Kingdom is a sovereign state that includes these three countries, plus Northern Ireland. The equator, that imaginary line dividing the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres, passes through more countries than you might think. In fact, it graces 13 countries with its presence, starting in South America and ending in the Pacific Ocean. Canada, known for its friendly people, maple syrup, and surprisingly long coastline, takes the crown for having the longest coastline in the world. With over 125,000 miles of coastline, it stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, bordering the Arctic Ocean to the north. Oregon, USA, is home to the shortest river in the world, the Dee River. This mighty river flows a mere 440 feet, connecting Devil's Lake to the Pacific Ocean. Vatican City, nestled within the heart of Rome, holds the title of the smallest country in the world, both in terms of area and population. Despite its diminutive size, it's a global powerhouse, serving as the center of the Catholic Church and home to the Pope. For years, we were taught there were 4 oceans: the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Arctic. But there's a new ocean in town. The Southern Ocean, surrounding Antarctica, was officially recognized as the 5th ocean in 2000. And finally, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the flat earthers in the room. Despite overwhelming scientific evidence to the contrary, some people still cling to the belief that the Earth is flat. The Earth is an oblate spheroid, meaning it's slightly squashed at the poles and bulging at the equator. So, there you have it. 20 geography facts that might have surprised you. From the true size of continents to the surprising locations of deserts and the ever-changing nature of our planet, geography is full of wonder and intrigue. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting facts.